by participants in the following public affairs program do not necessarily reflect the position or beliefs of WDEF or its staff.
This is Point of View, celebrating a world record-breaking 62 years of quality public affairs programs from the studios of WDEF News 12, Chattanooga. Hello, I'm Maurice Lewis, executive producer and host of Point of View, and with me is our senior producer, Nayara Cancel.
It's always so good to work with you.
You know why? Today is a surprise day. Many of you know the name Booker T. Scruggs. And we told him that he was here today to play a tune in support of a gig that they were going to play at a local restaurant. That's not true. There is a lot more that will be happening here today, as you'll see when this edition of Point of View continues, Nayara.
You know, it's interesting. Today we're honoring the great Booker T. Scruggs, but his first song is about love.
It's always about love here, isn't it?
It's always about love.
Booker? Applause for us and for the show.
Thank you.
You want to introduce the members of the band?
All right, thank you very much. Well, we appreciate this opportunity to be on Point of View. Thank you so much.
Again, like you haven't been here, like he hasn't been here
He's been
before.
here for 40 years.
Well, it's good to be back in this capacity.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. Let me introduce the young lady who was just singing with us. Her name is Nancy Westmoreland. Beautiful voice indeed.
Absolutely.
Young man on the drums here is Gregory Malone.
All right.
And we call our elder statesman here, the young man who has a Jazzanugga scholarship named after him, William Price. So we're the Booker T. Scruggs Ensemble.
Glad to have you guys out here. You know, when we told you that you were coming here, it was under false pretenses. I mean, it's the political season. Why should I be the only one in the world that's telling the truth?
Let's behave.
Okay, all right. We will try to settle it down.
Yes.
Booker, for more than 40 years, you've demonstrated class and leadership, keeping this program alive. Tens of thousands of people know you, know your work. But most importantly, they know you as a first-class gentleman. And that's part of what this honor is about today. So I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And by the way, We had an extra special honor to happen just a few minutes ago. We're going to take a peek at that. Guess who this surprise guest was?
Chattanooga Mayor Andy Berg came to the News 12 studios to present Booker T. Scruggs with a special proclamation and key to the city for all of his years of public service to the Chattanooga area and for his work as host of Point of View.
A solid supporter of Point of View and a longtime colleague of Booker T. Scruggs, and also the program manager for WDEF is Doris Ellis. Doris, thank you so much for being here today with us.
Wouldn't have missed it. It's my pleasure to be here. A few weeks ago, I was honored with a semi-retirement cake that said goodbye tension, hello pension, and that has been, you know, I've been here for a number of years and have enjoyed working with you for a number of years. You have just exemplified what a dedicated person you are to Point of View. And on behalf of the WDEF News 12 family, our station manager, Phil Cox, and everyone associated with the show, we would like to present you with this plaque that says, for your outstanding broadcasting and public affairs achievement as executive producer and host of Point of View, the world's oldest locally produced program since 1954 at WDEF TV Chattanooga, Tennessee, 2016.
Thank you so very much, Doris. And Point of View has been on all these many years, 44 I think it is, something like that, and you have been here just, well, all of those years. I guess you're probably the only one who has been here all of these years, and all of those years you have really been so supportive. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. We really appreciate what you've done, not only for the show, but for the community. It was a voice for the community and continues to be that voice today.
Thank you so very much.
Well, it's not over yet. Doris says, you know, we're just full of surprises on this show. So I
They
had
just
an
keep on
opportunity-
continuing.
Had an opportunity to talk to the president of the City Council, who could not be here with us today, in order to present an award to you from the people of the city of Chattanooga. I want to bring in the city councilor from from District 9, Mr. Yusuf Hakeem. And he's here on behalf of President Moses Freeman of the Chattanooga City Council.
So good to see you.
Sir. Okay. Being here.
Booker, as was stated, I'm here on behalf of the chairman of the City Council, Mr. Moses Freeman, and my colleagues of the council. And we wanted to express to you, or give an expression of appreciation for all you've represented in our city. You have been and you are a history maker. You were there, I'm going to use the term, when the times were tough in the early 60s. And, you know, everyone along that time paid a price for their involvement. But you have been, over the years, that quiet warrior that we've needed. You've been consistent. You've been committed to this community. And we just thank you so much for just being who you are. And quite frankly, I have to express, there's no better example of a role model, of a person with a servant's heart greater than you.
Well, thank you so very much.
Yes, sir.
And I certainly do appreciate it.
So this is a certificate of appreciation from the Chattanooga City Council, and we want to say thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll try to live up to your words.
Well, praise be to God. Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you know, to tell our audience, you already have done that. I remembered when the first boycott started here in Chattanooga, you were one of the organizers. You didn't know that I knew that about you, did you? But, you know, well, it is called Point of View, and that's one of the things that we try to do. I have another familiar face and voice here with us today, Vincent Phipps. You've been around with Point of View for many, many, many years, and I know you want to have an opportunity to say something to the guy who kept this program going for so many years.
Absolutely. Thank you, Councilman. It was almost 10 years ago that I had the honor of having you ask me if I would want to do an episode, and I was so nervous because I wanted to do you justice, and who would know that 10 years later, here we are. So a great deal of the success of a show like Point of View is two things. The first is the meticulous detail that you always put into the shows. And the second thing is our adamant focus on public affairs in the community. It's with great honor that I have our future of Point of View and our co-host say a few kind words to you in appreciation of all that you've done for us. The first person I'd like to have up is going to be one of our hosts is Ruth Hickman Carter. Is this Miss Lily Ellis? Miss Lily?
Let's do this.
Wonderful. Yes, sir. Come on. I know you know this beautiful face. I know you know this beautiful face. How are you?
Hello there.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Scruggs. Special day. I've seen you on many different levels, professionally, personally, through Upward Bound, and everything that's been said, I can say is 100% true. You deserve every award that can possibly be given to you. Congratulations.
This next familiar face, this is a person who has been a host on Point of View, and she is an adamant supporter of the show and believer in you. This next person up will be Nikki Nicholson.
Well, how are you today?
Well, it's okay. I'm getting better, though.
I know you've been a lot of surprises today,
Right.
and I'm happy to see your face. I have a question for you. Seeing that you have lit a torch all throughout the city of Chattanooga, how can I do the same to keep your torch going?
Well, I think you are. Just by being here, that means that you're in support of Point of View and Channel 12, and just keep doing what you're doing. So I just appreciate your being here. That's all I can say. Just keep on doing it.
Well, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Another one of our future co-hosts and executive producers is Ruth Carter Hickman.
Hi, Booker T.
Hello.
Scruggs.
Hello.
I just want to thank you so much for keeping the doors and the lights on for 40-plus years. It is an honor, and we are going to continue on with your legacy. So
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the great job that you were doing.
Another one of our co-hosts is Donna Christian Lowe.
We know each other, so I
indeed.
just, one, I consider it a pleasure and an honor to be on the same stage with you. It's the only time I would ever get to be on a stage. But I have grown up watching you, so I'm one of the few here that can say I sat in the living room with my father, who loved to watch you, but the reason he loved you is because you stood for education, for everyone, you stood for equality, and you continue to push when pushing really wasn't easy for you. I describe you as an endurer. So I appreciate you opening the doors. I appreciate all that you're doing and who you are in the community. So for those of us out there that need an example to look up to, you are certainly that person, Booker. So today I say thank you for all you've done.
Even though you made me feel so old, but thank you so very much.
I'm only 25.
Okay, thank you.
We have another face and voice that I'm sure most of our viewers are familiar with. Hello, who you are.
Hello, Booker. I'm Anthony Crutcher.
Yes, indeed.
Booker and I go way back. We grew up in the same neighborhood. He was one of the big kids that I idolized. And I was only with Point of View for a short while, but the reason I was there, we were working in the Arts and Education Council on the board together. And they were saying, well, what group would you like to work with? And Booker says, Anthony is going to host Point of View. And that's how I became involved with Point of View. But I've always been an admirer of his, of Booker. I want to thank you for carrying the torch for this many years and having the dedication to keep the program going.
Okay, and thanks to you and the Arts and Education Council for those many, many years of support of Point of View. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, the party is never over until we bring a few more friends in. I'm sure everybody that you've met over the years, people want to come by and have an opportunity to say something to you.
Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Scruggs.
Hello.
I just want to thank you so much for your generosity in allowing other people to come behind and alongside to help host the show, to be guests on the show, to give ideas for the show, and you did that for me.
Yeah.
So thank you so, so much, and I've admired you from afar and up close.
Okay, thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
I have to introduce this next person.
Yes, you do.
I have to this is my mother, Doris Jean Phipps, and people may not know this, but she was one of the ones that participated in the sat-in that was orchestrated by you and the students at Howard High School.
That's right. Doris Phipps, welcome.
Berger. I just want to tell you how honored I am to be here, to thank you for all you've done for the Point of View program, for the community, for many kids that you've helped. I remembered you as a young teenager, middle school young man. Growing up, your grandmother lived down the street from my mother where we grew up, and I had a sister who had a crush on you, and she was afraid to approach you, or in later life, she told your mother that she had a crush on you. She said, well, why didn't you tell me? So I would have helped you out. But I just want to thank you, Berger, because you're a beautiful young man, and I've watched you grow into the young man that you are today. Thank you.
Okay,
thank
I've
you.
never told you this, but thank you for your support of the sit-ins a long time ago, 1960.
Thank you.
Yes, yes indeed.
Our next guest is a person who has been a frequent guest on Point of View, and her name is Lisa Crawford.
Lisa.
Yes, sir. Dr. Scruggs, we go way back.
Amen.
I was 15 years old, and you were the father that I didn't have. And because of you and the Upward Bound program and how much you love me, I'm a published author, a speaker, and I'm just so thankful to know you and have had you in my life.
Okay, congratulations on all that you've done also. Thank you so very much.
On behalf of all of the city of Chattanooga, Booker, thank you for all you've ever done for Point of View. Thank you.
Thank you, I certainly appreciate it.
Well, the marvelous thing about broadcasting is that you need chief engineers in order. No, you're not going anywhere. You've been by his side all this time. Where you think you're going now? We're on the air because we have such a fabulous staff, and as you're looking past the lights, I know you can see our chief engineer. Come on in here and say a few words to your old friend.
Hello, Booker. This is Rick McLean, Chief Engineer, WDEF TV here. And was it 44 years you've been with the show?
Yes.
I've been with the station 39. So we've been together for a long time also. We're behind the scenes and tried to help keep you on the air and keep things rocking and rolling. And we are proud to be a part of your milestone.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
How's the weather in here? Is it getting warmer? Oh, you like this queue line here?
Hey, Booker, congratulations. It's been a fabulous time, and we appreciate your professionalism. And you know what? You've given a lot of people voices who wouldn't have gotten voices anywhere else, and we're so proud and privileged to have those voices on News 12. And you know what? I have a special prize for you. You know what? By tomorrow night around midnight, you're going to get a good rain.
Is that right?
Yeah, so congratulations on
well,
that.
That just means I have to have my grass cut. That's okay.
Just one more time.
One more time.
But we appreciate everything.
Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
very much. Appreciate it.
Well, you know, one of the things that we always say is that we are WDEF News 12. And what would the news be without our anchor guy? Come on in here for a second. You've been around.
Hey, Booker, I've been here 13 years, and I've been enjoying your show a lot of times, and you guys have asked me to be a guest on the show. I've appreciated that. And I think what Patrick said is true, is you've done a lot for this community, and people really appreciate you. And you're a great musician as well. I love listening to you play. That's the great thing, too, is not only are you great for the community, but you like really bring the music for everyone. And I appreciate all you've done for us here at News 12.
Thank you.
And it's been great knowing you.
Well, I thought the only reason I was here was to play. I didn't know all this was going to happen. So
I know, we surprised you, didn't we?
You certainly did.
It worked. All right, good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, as we get this thing moving along, I know you didn't expect this. You thought you were coming here to tell us a little bit about your group being at a place called the Flying Squirrel in about 5 days. You want to quickly say something about that?
Well, we'll be at the Flying Squirrel on October the 30th. As I said, it's Halloween Eve. From 1:30 until 3:30, we're going to be doing a Sunday brunch. So we hope everybody can come out to the Flying Squirrel on the south side of Chattanooga. And we are there periodically, about once every other month. So we'll be there on October the 30th, 1:30 to 3:30. Thank you.
Are you going to play Autumn Leaves?
We're going to play Autumn Leaves.
Okay, yay!
Yes, we'll play Autumn Leaves. Certainly will.
I just want to know, is it something we can dance to? We got all these people. This is a party waiting to happen. So can we dance? Can we jazz or something?
You want it now?
I want it now.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. express their words of appreciation for me, and I would like to express my words of appreciation to each and every one of these individuals, especially to the persons here at Channel 12 for their support of Point of View, and for each and every one of the persons who have hosted and been a guest on Point of View. Thank you so very much. I certainly do appreciate it. Man, you know how to pull a surprise, don't you?
Well, this was the goal. We didn't want you to know what we were doing, and I thought you would catch on when I called and asked you, you know, I'm concerned about your piano player. Can I get her number from you? and Naira, I mean, we're not quite the CIA, but we're keeping more secrets than Hillary Clinton right now, or at least we're doing that. And I know
We're not getting into politics, remember?
Well, it's done. It's done. I know you wanted to say something else to Booker.
You know, I remember the first time that we sat together, you, Maurice, and I was sitting across the table from you at lunch, and I remember thinking to myself, wow, what a legend sitting right in front of me right now, and we're eating lunch together. And, you know, yours are big shoes to fill, of course, and Point of View is alive because you had such a great passion for it and for our community.
Well, and the other thing is if there's been a deep commitment from this station, okay, on the air for all of these years since 1954. So we're talking about 62 years, which is probably older than at least one of us. You think?
Yeah, I think.
But the most important thing is that the show stays on the air because of the commitment that people have. It's people coming up with stories, calling on the phone saying, listen, I'd like to, can you cover this? Do you have time? As you look back over the maybe 1.3 million people that have seen this show, do you have a favorite story that you did?
One of the guests I had on this show some time ago was a fellow, and I can't even think of his name. He was a country singer who stuttered when he talked. He would sing.
Mel Tillis.
Mel Tillis, right. He was on this show.
I was a country and western disc jockey, believe it or not, in Kenitra, Morocco, courtesy of Uncle Sam. But anyway, Mel was on
Yeah,
radio.
he was on here, and it just fascinated me that he could sing without stuttering, but when he would answer questions or address whatever we were talking about, he would stutter. And that, for some reason or another, that comes to my mind as one of the memorable shows that I did back in the day.
Well, there's another memorable person who wants to say a few words about you. I think you might know him. He's our general manager. His name is Phil Cox.
It's indeed my pleasure to join in honoring Booker Scruggs for his accomplishments and many years of service to the community through Point of View. Booker's dedicated his life to the betterment of our community and continues on in that service after his retirement as a guest host of Point of View. Booker, we congratulate you on this recognition, and on behalf of WDEF News 12 Now, we offer our heartfelt thanks for a job well done.
Thank you very much for joining us on this very special edition of Point of View as we honor the former executive producer and principal host for more than 40 years, Mr. Booker T. Scruggs. This has been your day.
Thanks to each of you. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you being here.
And I think you have the perfect song to take us out on.
It had to be you.
All right, let's do it.
Closed captioning provided by the following.
Funding for this program is brought to you by Barnett & Company, specializing in tax-efficient strategies for the preservation and distribution of family wealth, offering continuous investment management with a focus on long-term strategies. Areas of service include investment, estate, education, and retirement planning. Barnett & Company, the power of compound returns over time. More information can be found on the web at barnettandcompany.com.